Hi everyone, Coach Keon Smith here from Action Coach Guyana. At Action Coach Guyana, we grow good businesses into great businesses by transferring to the business owner or to the management team skills, tools, and systems that they can use to add operational efficiency and effectiveness to their business. We are continuing our interview series and we are really enjoying these conversations with innovative and forward-thinking entrepreneurs and team representatives of companies and organizations in and around Guyana. Today is going to be no different. I'm going to be speaking with a brilliant mind of our current century and, of course, moving forward. And he is going to tell you a little bit about himself in just a couple of minutes, but it's going to be a discussion that persons who are following what we do definitely this is something that you want to be tuned in for. It has to do with technology. And you continue to support us when, of course, you like, love, and share our video content. So I'm really looking forward to persons paying attention and, of course, sharing the information. So at this time, without any further delay, I would like to invite Mr. Timothy in our saying to our live video. So Timothy, good day. How are you doing today?
Hi, Kian. I'm great. I trust everyone watching is also doing well. Like Kian said, I'm Timothy Indarsing, and I'm 22 years old, and I operate a small business here in Guyana.
All right.
A little bit about me. I recently graduated the University of Guyana with a degree in computer science, and previously I would have went to the Bishop's High School, and I found this love for computers, software, programming, problem solving ever since I was a little kid. Actually, when I was younger, I told my dad every single day I wanted to be a computer technician. That was the biggest thing for me. I didn't want to be a pilot. I didn't want to be a doctor. I wanted to be a computer technician because I loved looking at the technicians in his office and seeing how they were solving problems that everyone else was just they couldn't figure out how to solve a problem, and then the technician would just come in and press one button and then everything works, and I love that. So I wanted to be a problem solver from a long while, and then eventually it became more of like a software because I know that I can solve much bigger problems with software than I can with hardware. um,
Excellent.
so that's where the whole software field came in for me. Going
Excellent.
through computer science. Yeah. Yes, cancer.
Now, I was just going to reiterate, in terms of what we do, once we find the passion and we love what we do, then it doesn't feel like work. And I don't believe that your dad and probably the technicians that work with him or along or for him really understood the impact they were making on such a brilliant, impressionable mind at that time. So it's really good when we can find what we love or what we would want to do and we love doing it, that really brings out the passion in what we're doing. You were going on to mention that you're more specifically into software because you believe that can solve bigger problems.
Yes.
Now, can you just tell us, is this the the vision for FIrelinkx, and how did this particular small business come about?
Well, it came very much from that same want of me wanting to solve problems. And in Guyana, I saw many problems with businesses specifically that were not getting solved. And I said, look, I have to do something about it. At first, like Kian would have mentioned, when you really love something, it doesn't feel like work, and it never does for me. And initially, I never even thought about using it to as like as a business. I just wanted to really get people rolling here in Guyana. So I saw many businesses uh, not prioritizing online services, not prioritizing websites, not prioritizing information systems. All these different types of software that we can use to make our lives easier. Even something as simple as posting to Facebook for your business page. We can utilize software that makes that 10 times easier. Or there's a ton of stuff that we can use to make all these various business processes much easier, and therefore we can free up our time. We can uh,
Yeah.
look at solving bigger issues in your own business. So that was one of the main reasons I saw um, me really helping people in Guyana.
Okay. I absolutely love that. And when you mentioned that you didn't see it as a business in the beginning and you were still developing these softwares, it brought me back to a saying that I came across, that you found your purpose the day when you're willing to do what you're doing for free.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's, I forgot if the word's correct, but it means that if you're willing to do it for free, you found your purpose.
Yes.
All right. So,
And
what are some of
yeah.
the services that you offer, Timothy?
Okay, so the main service that I want people to think about when they think of Firelinks is website development and software development. So any type of software you may want to automate any process in your business, or let's say a mobile app you want to reach customers on the mobile market, or create a website, create a storefront where people can make purchases online rather than having to come into your store. So anything to do with a web application, dealing with like online services like that. So those are what I would say are the three main services that we offer. Basically, anything to do with software. So that would encompass mobile apps, that would encompass websites, as well as any other custom software that you may want. So managing inventory, managing your products, even managing your team, managing your school, managing any other thing that you may want to automate in your life. So now, in addition to that, we have a few other services that we offer people
Yeah.
um, that are not quite the focus, but we still offer them. One, a very big one, is graphic designing, um, because I have a real passion for things looking pretty and nice, and I want people to come to your website and be amazed, be impressed, and say, "Wow, this was really well designed." And this doesn't look. It doesn't look. Sorry to use this word, but it doesn't look local. I don't want um,
Yes.
people to think that this looks local. I want it to look international. I want it to look, the standard that I want is for people's any client that I have. People should come to their product or service and say this looks like something international.
Yeah. I think in that regard, just as you're going through, Timothy, I don't believe our viewers or listeners will fault you on that, because we have to face the fact that we are competing in a global market. And if our businesses cannot step up and present ourselves in that light where we can attract not just local customers, but also regional and international customers as well, then we are just going to be limited in our bubble and we are going to be stagnated. So, in that
Yeah,
regard, based on what you said, it's more of having the international content but developed by local um, entrepreneurs like yourself. So, in that regard, I think it was really well put, and definitely that's the look businesses should be going for to ensure that they can connect to a wider target market.
yeah,
So, just on that note, Timothy, you were going into you're scrolling through your Facebook page, and I noticed Metro in it. I know that we had done. I was part of. I heard about their launch. I was in background. But can you tell us a little bit about just working on that project for probably one of Guyana's more mature stationary and office solutions provider?
Yeah, sure. Well, Metro was a really nice project to work on. For me and my team, it was like a milestone, a big milestone for us. Metro being a very um, well-known business here in Guyana, and also with their whole vision of wanting to stay on the bleeding edge of tech, especially with what has happened during this COVID pandemic, forcing businesses to change their way of operation. So we've seen many brick and mortar stores and people with those sort of traditional operations transform into a bit more online friendly e-commerce and other things like that. So Metro was actually one of the biggest projects for us where that's concerned in terms of e-commerce in Guyana, and we really loved it because it is sort of like a an example of what we want businesses to strive for in Guyana here.
Yeah.
We want to change this whole way of Guyana lagging behind everybody in tech, and we want Guyanese to have the same systems put in place, just as people in the US, in the UK, and stuff like that. So for Metro deciding to work with us, we're super happy to have them work with us. So
Excellent, excellent. And you also mentioned something that triggered another thought. You mentioned that we are during the COVID-19 season, a lot of businesses needed to adapt very quickly to the e-commerce platform. In your opinion, Timothy, over the last, let's say, 4, 5, 6 months, how would you how would you say that our ability to adapt technology has been as a people and also even as a country with regards to having to really push towards technology?
okay, in terms of the whole COVID pandemic, I think we definitely saw an increase in my business in terms of people asking about e-commerce systems, e-commerce websites, even mobile apps and stuff like that. So they have noticed that that is one of the ways they can get around this pandemic. They can come out of any issues they're having with their brick and mortar stores. So we actually got quite a lot of attention during the COVID pandemic because many businesses have realized that this is the way forward. This is where they want to be in terms of accepting this whole online uh, system as to being the future, and we definitely think it is. So in terms of ability to adapt, I think a lot of Guyanese businesses have realized that they do have to change their way of operation, or else if they don't, they risk being left behind. And we've seen this happen in much larger economies, like for instance, Forever 21, a massive company. No one, well, some people would have predicted it, but no one, it caught so many people off guard when they filed for bankruptcy because they were such a big player in the market. And because they didn't change and they didn't evolve as they should have, that is what ultimately led to their demise. Sad to say, but you know, businesses in Guyana have started to realize that, and they're starting to change. So that we're happy about that.
Excellent, excellent. And it's really been an eye opener for the past couple of months with COVID happening. While there is just the collateral damage in business where some industries will excel while others contract because of what is happening. And I believe personally, it's been a really good boost for tech companies here in Guyana to really demonstrate to the wider country what advanced technology can do for businesses here. So I'm really trusting that we will continue on the same momentum and continue to strive for greater use of technology within businesses and, of course, to automate some of our operations. Now, Timothy, persons that are listening there, hearing what you're saying, if you were to tell the viewers out there, what are the top two reasons why they should come to you and engage you on using your service?
Okay, so um, the first reason I would say is that I always like to provide um, as much value as I can for that business, that person. Um, our services are very reasonably priced. I wouldn't say they're the cheapest, but I think in this sort of business, you have to be willing to invest some to get something really really good. So I think in terms of quality and the level at which we're able to provide services, I think that's the number one reason that people should choose us. Um, and the other reason is that, like I said, I don't like how things look local. I don't like the local look of things. And I think many people would appreciate that. With all of our websites, all of our designs, everything that we do, we strive for an international look and feel. We want anyone to be able to come to your website and it mustn't look local. And like all I was going through my school years and my university, I used to see these websites and they had this local feel to it, and I never liked it. And I think many people would agree that Guyanese websites need to step their game up in terms of look and feel, the usability of them, because with all of these clashing colors and stuff like that that people usually use in their websites, it decreases the usability of the website. So those are the two main things I would say: value for what for your money, and this international look and feel to your product.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you very much, Timothy. That was well put. And of course, there'll be no space for entrepreneurs if we are not problem solvers. So once we can identify a problem and have the solution for it, then that is where um, the opportunities definitely lie. So, Timothy, it's been an absolute pleasure having this discussion with you today, hearing more about FireLinks, especially where your passion ignited for technology and, of course, moving from hardware into software. I think persons can relate to that, especially those persons who believe they have found their particular purpose. Um, at this point, just as we are closing, any final remarks you would like to share? And I would also just ask you, just include at the end how persons can make contact with you.
All right. So if you want to get in contact with me, you can send me a text, send me a call, WhatsApp me at my number. My number is at the bottom of the screen there, 645-7064. Or you can shoot me an email at timothy@firelinks.com. So that's TIMOTHY at Firelinks. Firelinks is FIRELINKX.com. Those two ways. You can check out the Facebook page. You can also message there. You can go to the website and message there as well. We have live chat on the website. So yeah.
Excellent. So thank you very much, Timothy. Thank you to all our viewers who are tuned in. It's always a pleasure to have you guys following what we do and continue to support our mission by liking, loving, and of course, sharing the video content. I'm sure this will not be the last time we hear from Timothy. But in the meanwhile, Timothy, do take care and continue doing the great work you're doing.
Well, thank you very much, Kian. Thanks for having me.
Thanks. All right. So I'll see you guys on our next event. Stay safe, everyone.